All right, so Kyrsten Sinema, the corporate ghoul from Arizona, decided to up and leave Washington, D.C. as this $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation bill that she is trying to tank is still up in the air and being negotiated. She went back home for a number of different reasons. She told people that it was for a doctor's appointment. Later, we found out that she was going to be doing yet another one of these high-end corporate fundraisers that she has been doing over the last couple of weeks. Basically, just open and brazen, corrupt bribery sessions with some of the exact same corporate interests that are currently trying to tank this $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill. And so this is what she has been doing back home, in addition to teaching some of the courses that she teaches in Arizona. And while she was leaving one of the classes, she was actually confronted by some of her angry constituents who have been pretty fed up with some of the bullshit that she has been deploying recently. And they confronted her, and she basically tried to run away to the bathroom to try to get away from them. And this is kind of why it's been a little bit more controversial, is because she went into the bathroom, and these activists or these constituents who are trying to confront her on some of the policies that she has been opposing, they followed her into the bathroom, okay? And they continued this recording session. So I'm going to play this video for you guys, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, but I'm just going to say up front, okay, I have very little sympathy for politicians who are confronted by their constituents, especially when they are politicians like Kyrsten Sinema, who do not give average constituents even a single moment of their time and will not hold public town halls with them and will not have meetings with average people like this. It leaves the question of when the fuck are these people supposed to go and confront their elected representatives? And so I just want to play this clip for you guys, and then I'll give you a little bit more of my thoughts.
Okay, I'll be back.
So then we want to talk to you real quick. Can we talk to you real quick?
Actually, I am heading out.
But right now is a real moment that our people need in order for us to be able to talk about what's really happening. We need a Build Back Better plan right now.
We knocked on doors. We need solutions.
The Build Back Better plan has the solutions that we need.
We knocked on doors for you to get you elected, and just how we got you elected, we can get you out of office if you don't support what you promised us.
We need 7 million citizenship for 7 million. We need the Build Back Better plan right now.
My name is Blanca. I was brought here to the United States when I was 3 years old. And in 2010, my grandparents both got deported because of SB 1070. And I'm here because I definitely believe that we need a pathway to citizenship. My grandfather passed away 2 weeks ago, and I was not able to go to Mexico and visit him because there is no pathway to citizenship. And if we have the opportunity to pass it right now, then we need to do it, because there's millions of undocumented people just like me who share the same story or even worse things that happen to them because of SB 1070 and because of anti-immigrant legislation. And this is the opportunity to pass it right now, and we need to hold you accountable to what you told us, what you promised us that you were going to pass when we knocked on doors for you. It's not right.
I'm a survivor of human trafficking, and it's because of the lack of worker protections that we don't have in the gig economy. I need you to stand by workers. Lots of people who are like me who became homeless and
Right, so you get the gist of it right there, okay? They were confronting her in the bathroom, okay? They obviously weren't, like, reaching their phones over the stalls and filming her as she was taking a dump or whatever the fuck she was doing in there, but they were kind of breaching that typical, barrier of what you would say in, like, in polite society, that you would follow somebody into the bathroom to film them. But listen, I don't really give a fuck, okay? I don't really give a fuck about Kyrsten Sinema's privacy. I don't really give a fuck about any of these corrupt assholes from DC's privacy when it comes to issues that they were talking about in that clip, right? You heard her give her story, right? She was talking about how she couldn't go to her own grandfather's funeral back in Mexico because if she had left the country, she wouldn't have been allowed back in because she doesn't have protected status because of the laws that people like Kyrsten Sinema are helping to oppose from being enacted. So listen, do I have a lot of sympathy for Kyrsten Sinema in this situation? No. Do I also understand that it is sort of a breach of that privacy? Yes. So there's a little bit of, a nuance there. And I think Kyle Kalinske from Secular Talk had a pretty good nuanced take on this. He says the tactic itself is obviously borderline. That's so obvious that it goes without saying, but the substance is relevant, and following Bernie into the bathroom to tell him to give Wall Street more money would be pretty stupid, but following George W. Bush into a stall to call him a war criminal wouldn't be. And no laws were broken, nobody got hurt. Sinema is on a cocktail circuit tour, as we just pointed out, with events like this. She's on a cocktail circuit tour of corruption, tanking a massively popular bill for personal greed. This is accountability. She has been dodging constituents for years, which is also true, and I'll save my outrage outrage for the people who can't afford drugs because of her. So listen, I think he's 100% right in this take, right? Obviously, there is nuance. It matters what you're actually criticizing these politicians for. Again, if you were to follow like AOC or Bernie Sanders into a bathroom stall and say, why aren't you giving more money to Raytheon and Boeing, then I would think you're being kind of an idiot, because the thing that you are pushing them to try to pass is completely nonsensical and ridiculous and corrupt. But if you are following an incredibly corrupt politician into the bathroom and you're criticizing them on substantive policy issues, then I think that's an entirely different story, and it's a little bit more nuanced than that. So do I have a lot of sympathy for Kyrsten Sinema in this situation? No, not really. Somebody who, again, took $750,000 in bribes from Big Pharma to then oppose lowering prescription drug prices. And this has been pointed out by countless people. But how many people are going to die because of people like Kyrsten Sinema opposing this legislation, right? We have Americans in this country who cannot afford their insulin to the point where they either have to drive up to Canada or some other country in order to get some of their prescription drug prices at affordable costs, or they simply don't get the medicine that they actually need, or they need to ration some of the insulin supplies or other medicines that they need and they don't have adequate access to because of corrupt motherfuckers like Kyrsten Sinema. So listen, do I have a lot of sympathy for Kyrsten Sinema as she is doing this and literally causing the deaths of potentially thousands of people with the policy agenda that she is pushing? No. Do I have a lot of sympathy for Kyrsten Sinema as she is opposing legislation, immigration legislation, like they were just talking about in that clip, that would have allowed her to go and go to her own grandpa's funeral? No, I don't have a lot of sympathy for Kyrsten Sinema because she is a corrupt motherfucker like this. So listen, is it breaching somewhat of a degree of privacy to follow somebody into the bathroom? Yeah, obviously. No shit. That doesn't need to be said, as Kyle Kulinski was just pointing out there. That's so obvious we shouldn't even need to bring it up. But the substance of this, they were 100% correct on. And listen, I think that politicians don't deserve a single moment in peace, especially when they are corrupted ghouls like Kyrsten Sinema or Joe Manchin, who was recently confronted on his yacht, if you guys remember. And just to give you a perspective, this is why I don't think that they deserve a single moment of peace, because they are not representing their constituents, okay? So just to give you an idea of where we're at on the polling of all of the specific policies within this $3.5 trillion bill and the Build Back Better plan. So long-term care and investments, you have a plus 67 net support, modernizing K through 12 school buildings plus 55, electricity grid modernization plus 58, Medicare drug negotiation, which is exactly what Kyrsten Sinema took bribes to oppose, is supported by plus 58, so 73% support to 15% oppose, and I've seen that number go all the way up into the 80s and the 90s percentile. So lowering Medicare age plus 27, universal pre-K plus 29, tuition-free community college plus 25, creating a civilian climate corps plus 28, pathway to citizenship plus 22, and extending child tax benefits plus 9. So listen, all of the major policies within this Build Back Better plan, or the $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill, whatever you want to call it, they are extremely popular. So when you are a politician who is pretending to represent your constituents, don't be surprised when you get confronted on your yacht, as Joe Manchin did, or when you get confronted in the bathroom because you're not giving your constituents any other outlet to actually speak to you. You're only going around the country holding all of these corrupt fundraisers with your corporate donors. If you're not willing to speak to people in a public setting, then you might get confronted in a private setting, okay? That's my take on it. I'm going to stand by that because I think it's completely ridiculous that people are more outraged at the fact that Kyrsten Sinema was confronted in a bathroom where, again, they weren't filming her in the stall. The worst that you heard was like a flush of the toilet, okay? I'm not going to apologize for having a take defending those people doing what they did when people are pretending like it's more outrageous that you would follow a politician into a bathroom who won't give you a single moment's time outside of that private setting, and you follow them in and you confront them and try to hold them accountable, and you're pretending that's more outrageous than Kyrsten Sinema taking $750,000 from Big Pharma to basically sacrifice Americans at the altar of Big Pharma profits, okay? We have to be able to calibrate exactly what is more outrageous, what is more scandalous, and it's corrupt motherfuckers like Kyrsten Sinema doing exactly what they are doing right now in taking bribes from the corporate sector and the private sector of America and opposing legislation, like we just pointed out, is overwhelmingly supported by the American people.